Okay, good morning class. Welcome back to your online sociology class. Now, today we shall be starting off with in the first chapter, Origin of Sociology. In the book, it is given Origin of Sociology and Anthropology, alright? But because of the lockdown, the syllabus has been reduced. So, you do not have to do anthropology, you just have to do the origin of sociology. So, today under this topic, we shall be doing classical thinkers and their theories. Now, under this topic also, if you look at the syllabus, you have to do classical thinkers, you have to do Karl Marx, Max Weber, Herbert Spencer, Emile Durkheim and Auguste Comte, who is the father of sociology. But because of the lockdown, the syllabus has been reduced and you no longer have to do Herbert Spencer and Max Weber. Alright, so the others remain the same for this chapter. All the syllabus remains the same. The only thing that you need to take out from this chapter is anthropology, that is the first topic. Origin and development of sociology should be done and anthropology should be removed. And what should be removed from there is Herbert Spencer and Max Weber. Okay, so I'll just do a short recap of what we did in the first class. In the first class, I told you about how sociology as a subject came into existence. What was the process that led to the existence of sociology, and how the term sociology, the word or the term, origined for this subject. Okay, now in simple terms, what is sociology? Sociology is the study of human society, which includes the interactions between individuals, the developments that is taking place because of these interactions, and the changes that is taking place because of these interactions. Now, we also studied about how human beings, the concept or the idea of society for human beings started changing. Okay, now initially they were following anything and everything that was told to them blindly without questioning. But after many years, in the 17th and the 18th century, that was the first time when people started questioning the ideas and the interpretations of the society that was given to them by other thinkers. Now, all over the world, when people started getting educated and started thinking, a group of thinkers, later on known as sociologists, came into existence. Alright, so these sociologists later on, they dedicated their life in studying about and interpreting through experiments. Alright, through experiments they started learning about the society, and then they started interpreting in such a way that there was, for every event in the society, there was an experiment to back their interpretation, to support their interpretation. Then the society, when these people started interpreting the society, what happened is they observed and carefully interpreted it. Every single activity of the society was carefully observed and interpreted. And later on, sociologists like Aristotle, Auguste Comte and Confucius and also Plato, they gave an experimented view on the society backed by the answers from these experiments. Now, we also learned in the first class that the era between the 17th and the 18th century was known as the Era of Enlightenment, because it was between these period, between the 17th and the 18th century, that people started gaining new knowledge about the society. Okay, then we learnt about how the revolutions, the French Revolution and the Industrial Revolution, impacted the interpretation of the society, the understanding of the people of the society. Now, because of the French Revolution, people started questioning the authority of the monarch, all right, because of the Industrial Revolution, all these industrialists started making new industries, setting up new industries. More products were coming in the society, and then the traders needed more markets to sell these goods. So that was the period when the traders and the merchants started moving from one place to another. All right. So during that time, traders also entered India to sell their goods, and in India also they shared not only the goods but also their ideas and thoughts about the society, which in turn influenced the people of India to change their conception about the society. And then here also in India, it gave rise to sociologists like M.N. Srinivas, G.S. Ghurye and Yogendra Singh and many more. Okay, now today we shall be starting off with classical thinkers and their theories. Now among that, we are going to first do Auguste Comte, who is also known as the father of sociology. Now Auguste Comte is known as the father of sociology because he was the first person who gave importance to the study of society through experiments. Now, Auguste Comte thought that just like maths and physics, sociology or society should also be studied as a science, all right? And initially he wanted to use the term physical science, all right, for this subject. But because physical science had already been taken or termed for some other subject, all right, which is physics, he coined the term sociology. Now he was born in the year 1789 in France, and he was brought up in a very religious and an autocratic home, meaning that his family was very religious, meaning every incident in the society, every activities in the society, they linked to religion, and they also followed the aristocratic rule of the church, and they were also the supporters of the priests and the fathers of the Roman Catholic Church. Now in school, Auguste Comte rose to the leadership both in academic and rebelliousness. That means he was good in studies, but he was also a rebel. He always questioned the authority. He always questioned what his elders was teaching him. Now, after a certain period of time, after he grew up and he came to a certain age and he started understanding the society properly, he gave up the faith of his family, which was understanding based on religion, because they were very staunch followers of the Roman Catholic Church. Now he gave up the faith of his family early in life and became passionate for human liberty. So instead of blindly following the religious ideas and interpretation, he dedicated his time and energy in studying about the liberation of the society as a whole. Now, there were many theories written by Auguste Comte, how the society came into being, what are the different laws of the society. Now, there were two main theories written by Auguste Comte. The first one is the evolution, or the theory of evolution and progress. Now, Comte's family, like I said, supported the royal family of France and accepted the monarchical rule and were against the French Revolution. That means his father or his family supported the monarch, that is a single ruler who had the entire power, and his family went against or did not support the French Revolution. Now you please remember, in the first class I had told you that in the French Revolution the common people had started going against or questioning the authority of the monarch or the single ruler or the royal family or the King of France. Now Auguste Comte's family was a staunch follower. Now, but Auguste Comte, who had given up the faith of his family, began to understand the importance of the revolution. He became interested in the ways the society molded or shaped itself. So instead of listening or instead of only following the monarch, he took interest in how the society was being shaped through various processes or through various steps. He believed that the evolution of human mind runs parallel to the development of the society. Now, in other words, individual mind, human activity and society pass through successive stages of historical evolution, leading to the final stage of perfection. Now, this means that the society goes through various stages and processes, one after the another. From the olden society, we have now reached the modern society. Now this transition from the olden society or the backward society to the modern society did not happen all of a sudden. It took place after various steps, interpretations and experimentation. So it was an evolution. The progress was an evolution. It did not happen all of a sudden. Now, the second theory is the law of three stages. Meaning, Auguste Comte believed that there were three stages involved in the society becoming from an olden society or a backward society to the modern society that we have reached now. So there are three stages. Now, according to Auguste Comte, he thought that sociology, being a science, is always looking for laws, such as social laws, to be applied. Alright. Now these laws can be applied in learning about the historical past of the society, how society origined, and then these laws can also be studied in studying or in interpreting or predicting the future events of the society. So he thought that sociology as a science has a few laws which helps us to study the past of the society and or interpret the past events of the society, and also to predict what is going to happen in the society. Now, according to him, he said that there were three stages. The first is the theological stage. Now, in this stage, the society was dominated by the priests and it was ruled by the military people in the society. Now, when we say it was dominated by the priests, we are saying that it was dominated by religious ideas and interpretations. Alright, and the priests were thought to be the greatest or the most learned people in the society, and all the common people followed the church. Now, in this stage, people had unquestionable thoughts or unquestionable faith. They did not question the faith of the priests, and they also had unquestionable faith in the supernatural thing, emerging out of their complete ignorance. Now, why did they believe in the supernatural ideas? Why did they believe only in the priest? Because they were completely ignorant about all the things that were happening in the society. They just did not question because they could not interpret. Now, education was not so easily available at that time. Everybody was not educated. So because of this ignorance, because of this illiteracy, they were ignorant of all these things that was happening in the society. So they blindly followed the priests. Now, the second comes the metaphysical stage. Now, this is also a continuation of the rule of the priests. Now, this stage was under the control of the lawyers and churchmen. Now, here churchmen means the fathers of the church. It enhanced the power of the role of the church. Now, after the theological stage, because people were blindly following the priests, the status of the priests in the society increased, and then they were blindly, their interpretation was blindly followed in the society. Now these priests or the church fathers had maximum power in the society, and ordinary people believed that these churchmen, because they were intelligent and they had answers for almost every activities in the society, they believed that these churchmen was the link between the ignorant people, the common people, and the omnipresent and the omnipotent God. Okay, now ordinary people began to believe that these priests or fathers had an extraordinary power. That is why they were able to interpret, or they had answers for everything in the society. So now, in the name of the church or in the name of religion, these priests began to collect or amass huge property in the name of the church and in the name of God. Okay, now the third stage is the positive stage. This stage, now we have come, first is theological, everything is based on religion. Now second is metaphysical, metaphysical, and then we come to the positive stage, religion, blind faith to religion. Then we have a little interpretation. Metaphysical means like we are basing our interpretation on the physical things that is happening in the society, like the position of the sun relating to some activities that is happening on earth, position of the sun, the stars, some stars, and the position of the moon in the galaxy. All right, so in the stars in the galaxy. Now positive stage. This stage was dominated by industrial administrators and scientific idea. So now we have come to the modern age where people have interpreted all the ideas and the thoughts, activities in the society to scientific interpretations. People no longer had blind faith in religion, and now they started experimenting all that was happening in the society to find out clear-cut answers. Okay, because now they started being educated. Obviously, once you are educated, the ability to question things, the ability to understand things will increase. So once you understand, then you'll start questioning about what is happening in the society. So these people began to understand the worldly events and question the authority too. So today we shall be doing only Auguste Comte. Alright, in the next class we just have two thinkers, Emile Durkheim and Karl Marx. We shall be doing that in the next class. So in total you shall be doing only Auguste Comte, Emile Durkheim and Karl Marx, and you also have to do the origin of sociology.